Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Numan and you are watching Numan's Opto Hub. In today's lecture, I am going to tell you about the basic anatomy and basic physiology of the eye. First of all, we need to understand the meaning of anatomy and the meaning of physiology. Physiology means, for example, if my hand do a lot of functions, my hand can perform a lot of functions. So the functions which are performed by my hand or my fingers, this is called physiology of my hand. On the other hand, how my fingers are placed here, and the most important thing, how they are structurally present, what are their structure. If I learn about their structure, it means I learn about the anatomy of my fingers. I hope now it is easy for you to make a difference between anatomy and physiology. First of all, we need to draw the eyeball to understand the anatomy and physiology easily. Why eyeball is called eyeball? Why eyeball is called eyeball? Eyeball is called eyeball because it's look like a ball. That's why this is called eyeball. Eyeball has three major coats. How many coats? Eyeball has three major coats or three main layers. How many layers? Three layers or three major coats. The first layer which I draw here, this is called fibrous layer. The first layer is called fibrous layer. This is the outermost layer of the eyeball. This is the outermost layer of the eyeball, and this is the toughest layer of eyeball. It's provide a protection to the eye. So this is also called protective layer. This is also called protective layer. This fibrous layer is divided or has two main components. Fibrous layer has two main components called cornea and sclera. The most interior part of this layer, the most anterior part of the eye, or the most anterior part of this layer is called cornea. From hair to hair, this is called cornea, and the remaining part of this layer, is called sclera. This is called cornea from hair to hair, and this is called sclera. The second part of the eye, or the second layer of the eye, is called vascular layer. This is called vascular layer. The second layer which I draw here, this is called vascular layer. Vascular means it's provide a nutrition to the eye. The first layer is protective layer, the outermost layer is a protective layer, and this layer is a vascular layer. Vascular layer has three main components. Second layer is called vascular layer. And the other name of vascular layer is called pigmentary layer. And the third name of this layer is called uveal tract. This layer has three names: vascular layer, pigmentary layer, or uveal tract. This layer has three names: vascular layer, pigmentary layer, or uveal tract. And this layer has three main components. As we know, fibrous layer has two components, so this layer has three main components. The structure which I draw here, this is called the posterior part of this layer. The structure which I draw here, this is called choroid. This structure is called choroid. So after that, here it is a triangular structure. This is a triangular structure, and this structure is called ciliary body. After that, interiorly this layer has a diaphragm. This diaphragm gives colors to our eye. If my eye looks black, my eye look brownish or grayish or any color, because this diaphragm gives color to my eye. This diaphragm is called iris. So the third coat is called, we learn three major layers. The first layer is called fibrous, the second layer is called vascular layer, and the third layer is called sensory layer. The third layer is called sensory layer. Sensory layer. Sensory layer is also called retina. All of this protection is for the retina. This layer is called sensory layer. Lights come to the eye and focus here, and from here we have rods and cones. So by the help of these cells, action potential is generated and goes to the brain. So by this we are able to see. Okay, this layer is subdivided. The sensory layer, this sensory layer is subdivided into two parts. The first part is called retinal pigmented epithelium. Retinal pigmented epithelium. And the second layer is called neurosensory retina. The sensory layer is subdivided into two parts: RPE, retinal pigmentary epithelium, or neurosensory retina. Mainly it has two major layers, but it is subdivided into 9 more layers, which we will discuss in further lectures. So discussed, eyeball has 3 layers. The first layer is called fibrous layer, the second layer is called vascular layer, and the third layer is called sensory layer. Fibrous layer has two components: cornea, which is a transparent structure of the eye. Cornea is a transparent structure of the eye. This is also avascular. Avascular. There is no blood vessels in the cornea. Keep it in mind, there is no blood vessels in the cornea. So where cornea gets its nutrition, we will discuss in further lectures. But cornea is avascular. This is a transparent structure, and this is a part of the protective layer. Protective layer also called fibrous layer. Okay. So the second portion is called sclera of this layer. The second portion, this is called sclera. Sclera, what is the color of sclera? Sclera has whitish color. Sclera has whitish color. So if I move my eye here and here, you can see the whitish part in my eye. This whitish part is called sclera. This is the temporal view of the eye. Temporal view means lateral view of the eye. Here is the model of the eye. This is the cornea, and behind the cornea, this is the iris, the colorful structure of our eye. This is called iris, and this part is called, this whitish part is called sclera. This whitish part is called sclera, and this blackish part of the eye is called pupil. This blackish part is called pupil. This part, pupil is nothing. Pupil is just a corridor. Pupil allows the light to enter the eye or focus on the retina. Okay. Main function of pupil is to decide how much amount of light coming to the eye. Okay. So we discussed cornea, we discussed sclera, and now we are going to the second layer beneath the protective layer. This layer is called vascular layer, highly vascular layer. Okay. This part, posterior part of this layer is called choroid, and this triangular structure, this is called ciliary body, and this diaphragm is called iris. Okay, which gives color to our eye. After this we have sensory layer. This is also called retina. Here is the most important thing about the retina. Retina is present in our eye, but retina is the part of the central nervous system. This is the most important thing. Retina is the part of the central nervous system. This is present in our eye, but this is a part of a central nervous system. Okay. After the pupil, here it is a lens. Here it is a lens, crystalline lens, which is the optical structure of our eye. This is a crystalline lens. This is called crystalline lens. Crystalline lens. We will discuss detail of each component in further lectures, but here we are discuss generally of each component. Okay. So crystalline lens, the function of crystalline lens to bend the light ray on retina, the sensitive part of the eye, from where the action potential generated and goes to our brain and we can able to see. Okay, crystalline lens is attached by these zonules or by these suspensory ligaments. This is called suspensory ligaments or zonules. Okay, through this the process of accommodation is performed. Okay, so here the second function of the ciliary body is to produce a liquid, and the name of that liquid is called aqueous humor. Here ciliary body produce a liquid which provides nutrition to the lens and travels from the pupil and comes in the anterior chamber and store here, and after some time it also drains here. Okay, from the iridocorneal angle it produces from the ciliary body aqueous humor. This is a water name aqueous humor, Ciliary body produces aqueous humor which provides nutrition to the lens, and from pupillary area it comes into the anterior chamber. From cornea to iris, this is called anterior chamber. It comes here and provide nutrition to the cornea and drain from the iridocorneal angle. Okay, so this is the liquid and the optical structure which is present in our eye. The second fluid which is present in our eye, or the jelly like material which is present in our eye, this is called vitreous humor. After the lens, okay, after the lens, the jelly like material which is present here, this is called vitreous body. This is called vitreous body or vitreous humor. Okay, so we discussed all the basic structure. In the start we discussed the eyeball has three major coats or three main layers. The first layer is called fibrous layer, which provides a protection to the eye, which is the toughest layer of our eye and provides protection to our eye. So fibrous layer has two components. The first component is called cornea. The anterior part of this layer, the anterior most part of the eye, this is called cornea, and the remaining part of this layer is called sclera. Cornea is a transparent, avascular. We will discuss each structure or each component in further lectures in detail. Sclera, this is the whitish part. Of our eye. So the second layer is called, as we discussed, second layer is called vascular layer, or vascular layer is also called pigmentary layer or uveal tract. Okay, the posterior part of this layer has three components. The posterior part of this layer is called choroid, and the this triangular structure is called ciliary body, and this diaphragm like structure is called iris, and between the iris there is a corridor, there is a space, this is called pupil. Okay, pupil is nothing, pupil is just a corridor. Okay, then we discussed the sensory layer. Okay, the sensory layer, this is also called retina. All of this protection is for retina, for the sensory layer, which is responsible for our vision. Okay, so sensory layer, this is also called retina. Retina is subdivided into two parts or has two components. The first component is called retinal pigmented epithelium, or the second component is called neurosensory retina, or two layers. This fluid is called jelly like material. This is called vitreous body, and after the vitreous body there is a lens, crystalline lens, which is a optical structure. Vitreous body, crystalline lens, aqueous humor and the cornea, these are the optical structures of our eye. Okay, I hope all the basic anatomy and the basic structure of the eye is clear to you. This is all about the today's lecture. We will discuss all these structures in detail in the further lectures. Till then, goodbye.